Hello. So, today we're talking youth training. It's one of my favorite subjects to talk about for a couple of reasons. I think the majority of how we train our youth, and when I'm talking youth, not just talking ages 8 to 12, 8 to 18, I'm thinking more that 8 to 18, even though they're so broad ends of the spectrum, they're youth, they're young kids, and for the majority of how we look at youth training, I think is wrong. We treat kids more like adults more than we treat them like kids a lot of the time. That does not mean that they shouldn't train though, right? So when we talk about youth training, first it has to look, I'll talk a little bit how it has to look it has to look different. The benefits of it. But here's the thing is most people think that kids shouldn't lift weights. I think I've heard it all from it's going to tear up their growth plates. It's gonna, stunt their growth, yada, yada, yada. But here's the thing. We have no problem letting kids jump off trees. We have no problem with kids running head on into each other playing pee-wee football at the ages of 8, 9, 10. You know what? We have no problem with it to the point that we actually glorify it. And you go on Netflix and you see so many, people watch this. People love watching little kids hit each other over and over again. It blows my mind. It makes no sense to me. But when we talk about that, but kids can't touch a weight. It's this overreaction, So at the end of the day, there is a best age, or not even best age, but training for kids. I think they should train. Here's the best age though. They have to be ready for it. So not every kid is ready for strength training. I have 12-year-olds that aren't ready, but then I'll have a 9-year-old that is ready and ready to, they come in ready to work. One thing we say in the gym all the time is if you come in and act like a pro, I'm going to treat you like a pro. Whether you're 9 years old, everywhere else, a 9-year-old kid's going to get treated like a 9-year-old kid. But if he shows up and with respect and works hard, listens and does the right stuff, I'm ready to rock. Those are the types of the kids I love to have in our middle school programs. At the same time, some kids aren't ready. Some, 11, 12-year-olds aren't ready to get into that training environment. They're not ready to push themselves, work hard, and that's fine. They're just not ready at this time. It's that youth training protocol. They'll be ready in another point. But there is an age group that is most affected by training. Kids actually from 12 to 14 are very moldable and adaptable. They have more access to change muscle fibers at that age than any other type. So there's two types of muscle fibers. There's type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers. Type 1 muscle fibers are typically slow twitch muscles. Slow twitch as in, they'll be strong, but they won't be explosive. Type 2 is explosive muscle fibers, fast twitch muscle fibers. Kids are from the ages from 12 to 14 are most plastic and ready to change from type 1 muscle fiber to type 2 muscle fiber. Crazy. It blows my mind. That's why I do think, we do have to focus on our youth. That 12 to 14 is underrepresented in a lot of training. And that's why I'm so excited about the training program we do have at Decatur out here in Issaquah for our middle school athletes, because we are getting them faster. And we're not only getting them faster, week to week, we're getting them faster for life because they are most adaptable to change at that age. Also, their nervous system is more moldable as well. So cool things to look at, but at the same time, kids have to be ready for it. And this does not mean that kids are lifting weights 6 days a week. This is the opposite of what I'm saying. Like I said to start the whole video, kids need to be treated like kids. When we're in the gym with my middle school group, I teach them how to safely, load weights. Yes, 12, 14-year-old kid isn't going to be squatting 200 pounds. No, not at all. But they are going to be lifting a weight up and down, learning how to squat properly, learning to build confidence. They're going to making sure their foundational patterns are intact. Weights really don't matter. They can't really grow too much muscle either, but their nervous system can't adapt to it. At the same time, our bodies are so stupid, right? So we have no problem letting a kid jump out of a tree, like we talked about, or play football. But we have an issue with them loaded weights. But the body can only tell force. This is what I'm saying when it's stupid, right? The body can only tell force up and down. So the force of me doing a squat up and down is no different than the force a kid will see jumping out of a tree. Actually, the forces you'll see loading a kid in a squat with a 10-pound, 5-pound weight are infinitely less than what they'll see on a football field. But we love parading them on the football field. So, Yes, kids should train. Yes, the optimal age, in my opinion, is 12 to 14. 12 to 14 kids have the most capacity to engage and learn new skills and adapt to the nervous system. But training has to look different. It has to be fun. Our middle school program has a ton of games involved. All the time we're playing games. It's where we can learn agility, we can learn to react, learn to navigate our environment. And then as well, so it's fun, it's safe, and so if you're looking for youth training at all, let me know. So we have our gym in Issaquah. We have youth training 4 days a week. Love to have some kids out there and help grow those programs. We also have our sports performance program for the high school. Awesome. As we have kids coming out and they're making moves right now. Be on the lookout for these guys. I'm not gonna say names or anything, but you're gonna start hearing these kids' names more and more. And they're such hard-working kids. I'm so proud of them. So that's some deep dive into some youth training. We'll talk more about sports specialization later and go down that line. But sports performance program at Decatur is awesome. DM me if you have any questions. If you're interested in getting your own training profile, online training regimen going on, let me know. Hit me up in the DMs. We do offer at Decatur online coaching. So our online coaching, we're going to work together, build you the perfect training program for you that's individualized and gets you closer to your results. Results breed confidence. So we'll leave that there. Hit me up in the DMs if you have any questions. Let me know. Have a great day. See you next time.